YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy Boba and welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you guys are having an incredible day. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 10 best strikers under 10,000 coins to go ahead and use at the start of FC25. If you guys do enjoy these kinds of videos and you want to see more of them on the channel, definitely let me know by leaving a like. And then also consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. It would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, as you guys know, with the start of any new FIFA or FC, it's really important that you go ahead and test out all of these new rare gold cards. I think that it's a very special time during the game. You know, there's a lot of hype around it. A lot of people are enjoying the game, and the majority of players don't have many coins, so you do have to make it work with these regular rare gold cards. And the first player on the list that we do have is a fan favorite so far. He's also a really good option for the Ultimate Edition evolution. It's none other than Darwin Nunez. Now, Darwin Nunez is currently going on the market for only 3,000 coins, so if you are on a budget and you do run a Premier League team, he is a phenomenal option for you. An absolute beast going forward, 6'2" with the controlled lengthy acceleration type. Now, one letdown for the card is the fact that he does have 3-star skill moves and 3-star weak foot, but because there is a lot of balance with the card, I think that he can still most definitely get the job done. The technical side to his game is actually really effective, but the physical side is just so OP. 90 pace for the card overall, and then also 86 physicality. A very strong player both on and off the ball, and when you pair that with this pace, I feel like it's very difficult to stop him. Alongside that, the technical side to his game is actually really effective as well. As you guys can see in some of these highlights right here, actually pretty smooth on the ball for someone who is 6'2". The passing for the most part might be a little bit inconsistent from time to time, but it's best to go ahead and incorporate him as that target forward. As that target forward, you just want him to get into really good areas and have him convert the chance, and he most definitely thrives at doing that. Now, in terms of playstyles, he does only have 3 playstyles, but 2 out of the 3 that he does have are really effective. He has both the rapid and the quick step, and with the LB pace boost being so effective this year in FC25, he is easily one of the quickest strikers in the game at the moment. Going forward for me, boys, he honestly provides so much. There's so many ways that you can go ahead and attack with him. You can use him as a target forward. You can maybe even use him as a false 9 because the technical side to his game is quite decent. And for 3,000 coins, man, if you do run a Premier League team and you are on a budget, definitely a really good striker to go ahead and pick up. Moving right along, boys, the next player that we do have on the list is probably my favorite player so far in FC25. It's none other than Joao Felix. Now, Felix for me, man, if you can go ahead and chain him in the evolution to make him an 83 rated card, he is honestly, for the start of FC25, unstoppable. So much balance with the card going forward. He can create so many chances. He can also bag you a lot of goals. And the one thing that I absolutely love with the card is the fact that he does have 5-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot. Not a lot of people currently in the game do have that, and that's ultimately gonna provide a lot of versatility and a lot of variety going forward, man. A very tricky player on the ball. There's also a bit of versatility with the card, as you can play him out wide and then also at the striker position. And if you do run a 2-striker formation, pairing him with like a taller, more physical type of striker, it does bring a lot of balance up front. Now, as you guys can see in some of these highlights, man, just a phenomenal player going forward. The LB pace boost that he has is honestly unstoppable. And if you do prefer your smaller, more intricate type of players in FC25, I do think that he's most definitely going to fit your style of play. Now, if you do just go ahead and pick up his regular rare gold card, he doesn't have the power shot playstyle plus, but if you do have the Ultimate Edition evolution available, he does get the power shot playstyle plus, which is honestly just so OP. His finishing in and around the box is very consistent, and then his long shots are really OP as well, so definitely keep that in mind. And then with both the technical and first touch playstyles, the ball control that you get is honestly superb. Going forward, a very tricky player. Now, if you don't have the evolution available, he is only going on the market for 1,000 coins, which is honestly a steal. But if you do have the option for the evolution and you haven't used it, man, using Joao Felix in it is a fantastic option, and I would highly recommend them. Now, next up on the list, boys, we do have a player that has honestly been, like, even his regular rare gold card, so effective for me in division rivals. It's none other than Timo Werner, man, and another player that is a perfect option for the Ultimate Edition evolution. So whether or not you have the Evo available, man, even if you have to use his regular rare gold card, he does make a phenomenal striker this early on in the game. Now, the standout stat for him is obviously his pace, man. 91 pace overall with both the rapid and the quick step playstyles. And I will say one letdown for the card is the fact that he does only have those 2 playstyles, but again, man, still very effective to go ahead and use. And because his pace is already so good, you can focus on giving him a chemistry style that's really going to improve the technical side to his game. If you do want him to be a little bit more of a playmaker, the Deadeye chemistry style is a really good option to go ahead and and give the card. But if you do just want him to be a clinical striker, you know, get him into really good areas and have him convert the chance, the Hawk is a really good option. The Hunter is another really good option. If you're not too worried about the pace, I mean, you can also go ahead and give him the finisher. Like, the extra shooting and dribbling is just going to make him so much more effective going forward. And again, man, we do have another player on the list that if you do prefer your smaller, more agile type of players, he's most definitely going to fit your style of play. Now, as you guys can see in some of these highlights, he is an absolute nuisance going forward. Easily one of the best LB pace boosts currently in the game. It's very difficult to catch up to him. It's very difficult to get him off of the ball. He does have some pretty decent physical stats. And if you do still have the Ultimate Edition Evo available with the addition of the Power Shot Playstyle Plus and with the upgrades, he's easily one of the most OP players in the game at the moment. As you guys know, in FC24, a very popular player. In previous FIFAs, he was a very popular player as well. And we do see more of the same in FC25. He's only going on the market for 900 coins, which is honestly so cheap. And if you are looking for a really OP meta type of player to go ahead and use in competitive FC and you are on a budget, Timo Werner is definitely a really solid option. Now, the next player on the list is actually a really underrated player in my opinion. We did already go ahead and do a player review on him. It's none other than Victor Gyokeres. Now, for me personally, boys, Gyokeres, a very underrated striker this year in FC25. A few days ago, he was going on the market for like 15k, but now after we got the Road to the Knockout promo, a few SBCs, a few objective cards, he's only going on the market for 2,000 coins. Now, the one thing that I absolutely love with Gyokeres is the balance that you get with the card, man. Not only is he a very strong player both on and off the ball, but the technical side to his game is incredible, especially his shooting and dribbling. For someone who is 6'2", he does actually have some pretty good agility and balance, and with the way that the card is set up, the finisher chem style is phenomenal for him. Now, with the finisher chem style, boys, he does get 90 shooting overall, 91 attacking positioning, and 98 finishing. And with this 5-star weak foot, man, one of the few strikers currently in FC25 that do have 5-star weak foot. I mean, he's easily one of the most clinical players I've used so far all year. And then alongside that, he does also get a really nice dribbling upgrade. 85 agility and 81 bounce for someone of his size is actually quite decent. And when you go ahead and pair that with the one playstyle that he does have, the press proven playstyle, it is extremely difficult to get him off of the ball. There's a lot of power behind his runs. It's very difficult to get him off of the ball, and once you get him into those really advanced positions, he does convert the majority of his chances. Now, I will say it is a little bit more difficult to get him on full chemistry because he is in the Portuguese league. If you can't fit him into your main team, I think that as a super sub, he can make a serious impact in game because he's easily one of the most clinical strikers I've used all year. Now, because I don't want the video to be too long, boys, I am going to try to go through the list a little bit more quickly. Now, the next player that we do have is probably the most popular player out of all 10 players that we do have in today's video. Is none other than Donyell Malen. Now, Malen for me, boys, is an absolute beast going forward, man. There's so much balance with the card, a very tricky player from an attacking perspective. And as you guys can see from the highlights, he's easily one of the best rare gold players currently in FC25. 5'9", so if you do prefer your smaller, more agile type of players, he's most definitely going to fit your style of play. I love the fact that he does have 4-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot this early on in the game. It adds a lot of variety going forward. There is a lot of versatility with the card as well. You can play him up top, but you can also play him out wide. And let me tell you, boys, I think that he thrives in both positions because there is so much variety with the card. There's so many aspects to his game that is so good. The 89 pace with the quick step playstyle is honestly so difficult to defend against. If you do come up against someone that's really good at like left stick dribbling, really good at that LB pace boost, I mean, defensively, you do have to be on your A game, especially if you are coming up against like him and like a taller, more physical type of striker. The finishing for the most part is very consistent. If you are maybe a little bit worried about that, you can always go ahead and give him a chem stall. And then with this decent passing and really good dribbling, you can create so many chances with him, especially with the versatility that the card does possess. And out of all the players that we do have on the list, he is one of the most expensive ones. He's currently going on the market for 5,000 coins. So if you do run a Bundesliga team and you are looking for a player that is very well rounded from an attacking perspective, a player that can create a lot of chances, a player that can get a lot of goals, I do think that Donyell Malen for the start of FC25 is an incredible option. Now, for our next player on the list, boys, I think that we have a player that is really underrated this year in FC25. I honestly thought that he was going to be a lot more expensive on the market. It's none other than Trossard. Now, with Trossard, there is a bit of versatility with the card. You can play him out wide, but you can also use him at the striker position. And if you do run a 2-striker formation, man, I think that he is a phenomenal player going forward. Now, as of recording the video, he is only going on the market for 1,000 coins. So if you do run a Premier League team, a fantastic option. And the one thing that works so well with the card is just how good he is technically, man. 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, does also have the explosive acceleration type. He's only 5'7", so if you do prefer your smaller, more intricate type of players, he's a very good player to go ahead and pick up. And with the way that the card is set up, if we do brush to the side the defending and physicality, he does have 82 pace, 81 shooting, 80 passing, and 85 dribbling. So as you guys can see, the technical side to his game is very well rounded. He can create so many chances, he can bag you so many goals. And the only real letdown for the card, in my opinion, is the fact that he doesn't have any scoring or passing playstyles. I think maybe like the finesse shot or maybe like the power shot playstyle would have been a great addition for the card. But nevertheless, for only 1,000 coins to get yourself an 83 rated card that is this balanced from an attacking perspective is a huge W in my opinion. I mean, as you guys can see in some of the highlights, man, just such a tricky player going forward, a very silky player on the ball. For only 1,000 coins, man, if you do run a Premier League team or if you are in need of a super sub, Trossard is a phenomenal option. Now, moving right along, boys, we do have another player on the list that has been a fan favorite for the Ultimate Edition evolution. It's none other than Kolo Muani. Now, Kolo Muani for me, boys, for the start of FC 24 and now for the start of FC 25 is a fantastic option to go ahead and pick up. If you do prefer your taller, more physical type of strikers, I do think that he fits in that category. The acceleration boost is really difficult to go ahead and stop. And with him being 6'2", having 4-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot, there's a lot of variety with the way that you can attack with him. Now, I will say he doesn't have the greatest of strength and aggression, but in game, it doesn't feel like that, man. On the ball, he is very strong. The shielding is really effective. And because he does have pretty decent agility and balance as well, he is a very tricky player going forward. I think a lot of people just kind of assume that you're going to run in a straight line with Kolo Muani, but because the technical side to his game is actually quite effective, there's a lot of versatility going forward. Now, in terms of playstyles, he does have 3 really effective playstyles this year in FC 25, the finesse shot, the technical, and then also the quick step. The quick step playstyle with this really high pace is very effective. It's very difficult to catch up to him. The technical playstyle is a great addition for the card. Not only is the left stick dribbling really effective, but the R1 dribbling is really good as well. And then with the finesse shot, man, the finishing in and around the box is very consistent. He can bag you so many goals. And out of all the players on the list, man, he is one of the more expensive options. I think he's going on the market for like 3,000-4,000 coins. And the main reason behind that being is the fact that you can go ahead and use him in the Evo to get him the power shot playstyle plus. And with that addition, man, if you do have the evolution available and you are looking for an OP meta type of striker, I think that Kolo Muani is a fantastic option for you. Now, alongside Kolo Muani, we do have a player that is honestly so OP this year in FC 25. It's none other than Inaki Williams. Now, Inaki Williams, man, I feel like isn't the most desirable of players, but with the way that the card is set up and with the LB pace boost being so effective this year in FC 25, he is just an absolute tank going forward. I mean, just here's some of the stats, man. 94 pace overall with 93 acceleration and 94 sprint speed. Alongside that, he does also have the rapid and the quick step playstyle, so he is easily one of the quickest strikers in FC 25. And when you pair that with the physical side to his game, 84 strength and 76 aggression, he's an absolute tank going forward. It's so difficult to get him off of the ball. Now, I will say the technical side to his game does lack just a little bit. He doesn't have the greatest of passing and dribbling. He does have 77 agility, but then only 62 balance, so the left stick dribbling is a little bit more clunky. But if you do go ahead and incorporate him as that advanced forward or maybe like as a poacher in your starting 11, you know, just get him into really good areas and have him convert the chance. With this really good attacking positioning and finishing, a very clinical striker, he can bag you so many goals. And because the physical side to his game is very effective, I feel like this early on in FC 25, it's very difficult to defend against him. So if you do have the coins and you do run a La Liga team, he is definitely a fantastic option to go ahead and pick up, especially if you do have the evolution available. Now, boys, we are getting close to the end of today's video. We only have 2 more strikers under 10,000 coins that are fantastic options to go ahead and pick up. And the next player that we do have on the list is none other than Oshoala. Now, Oshoala, although it is a little bit more difficult to get her on full chemistry, I feel like that she is just a phenomenal striker going forward. The technical side to her game for the start of FC 25 is just so effective, man. 84 shooting, 78 passing, and 85 dribbling. But not only is the technical side to her game really effective, but the physical side is really good as well. Now, she is only 5'7", so if you do prefer your smaller, more agile type of player, she's most definitely going to fit your style of play. But the one thing that really surprises me is the fact that she does also have 92 strength and 75 aggression, a very strong player both on and off the ball. And going forward, she is a very tricky player because not only can she bag you a lot of goals, but she can also create a lot of chances. Now, as you guys know, this year in FC 25, a lot of people are running the 4-4-2 formation. A lot of people are running the 4-1-2-1-2. A 2-striker formation has actually been very effective. So if you do pair her with like a taller, more physical type of striker, I think that that front line brings a lot of balance. And as you guys can see in some of these highlights, man, she's just so silky on the ball. 91 agility and 84 balance with the 4-star skill moves this early on. on is fantastic. She does also have 4-star weak foot with the power shot playstyle, so there is a lot of variety going forward. And then with both the rapid and the quick step playstyles, the LB pace boost is just unstoppable. If you can't fit her into your main team, I think that she can make a fantastic super sub in off of the bench. And for roughly 6,000 coins, man, a phenomenal player to go ahead and pick up off of the market, especially for division rivals and foot champions. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, our final player on the list, the most expensive player so far, is none other than Pajor. Now for me personally, boys, Pajor has been a phenomenal player so far. Now she is currently going on the market for 10,000 coins, so just scraping the budget, man. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, maybe she's like 11,000, 12,000, but she is so good in game that it is only right to go ahead and include her in the video, man. 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot for the card is a bit of a letdown, but with her being only 5'6" with 89 dribbling overall, man, she is just such a tricky player going forward. She's the only player on the list so far that does have a playstyle plus. She does have the rapid playstyle plus, so alongside her having really good dribbling, the pace is actually really important as well. 88 pace for the card overall. There is a bit of versatility as she can also play out wide as a left wing, and I think that she can most definitely thrive in that position as well. And as you guys can see in some of the highlights on your screens right now, man, a very technically gifted player. Now for me personally, boys, I do think that it's best to go ahead and incorporate her as that advanced forward because she's honestly so clinical in game. Despite her not having any scoring playstyles, the 90 attacking positioning and 91 finishing definitely carry the card. And like I said, boys, if you do pair her with like a taller, more physical type of striker, man, a very good partnership and a very balanced partnership. 90 agility and 83 balance with the card is honestly unreal. A very smooth and a very silky player on the ball. And if you do prefer your smaller, more agile type of players, man, she is most definitely gonna fit your style of play. Now, I feel like a lot of people don't really use her. She's a very underrated player in my opinion. 3-star is a bit of a letdown for the card, but other than that, man, for the start of FC25, a fantastic striker to go ahead and pick up. But that is gonna be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy today's video and you want to see more of them on the channel, definitely let me know by leaving a like. In the comment section down below, let me know your favorite player under 10,000 coins that you're currently using in FC25. And then also consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I've been your boy Booba, and I'll catch you guys in another one very, very soon. Peace.